It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Recktenwald. This is Scooter. The turkey cows.
It's almost turkey time. I got to do it.
It's awesome.
This month is turkey month.
This is turkey. What's
This
for
is
Christmas?
turkey month.
What are you going to do for Christmas month?
I have no clue yet, but it'll be something good. I'll find something. I'll find something.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Of course,
Long?
Yes. We had the game on Friday in Marion, and then I drove from there on into Memphis.
I don't want to hear you whining about driving to Memphis. 14 miles and a quarter.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Ooh, heck of a drive.
Yeah.
But I got to stay with my wife's sister and her husband, and we went out and had a good time and grabbed some. Well, they had dinner there, but we went out the next morning, grabbed some breakfast and stuff, and then came back, did some hunting, didn't see a darn thing, but I kept the rocks warm, and that was.
I don't care how long you sit on them rocks, Scooter, they're not going to hatch.
I tried.
However, down where you hunt, they might hatch into some more rocks.
I think if I had 10 more minutes, I could have got that one to hatch.
No deer down there, huh?
It was like somebody turned a light switch off. They've been coming through. They've been eating. Everything's been fine. Then all of a sudden, click.
Eating a squirrel's corn?
Yes, of course.
Maybe the squirrels finally had enough.
Yeah.
Fought them off.
Could be. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. But you have those weekends.
Yeah.
Temperature changed.
Had a little bit of snow on the ground.
Yep.
Was there much snow down there at the farm?
There was. Actually, Sunday, there were still some out where I was hunting at, and just squat down and go.
Everything in town kind of melted off by noon, but it stayed cold.
Yeah. It was a cold day yesterday. It wasn't so bad in the afternoon. First thing in the morning, there was frost on everything. It's like, all right, I don't know. I want to go out of here.
You didn't miss much on the journey home. It was okay till about Jonesboro. Rain started hitting south of Jonesboro some, Truman, and then got into the snow. It snowed from Jonesboro to Imboden, Salem, probably Salem.
Okay.
It finally quit at about Viola. There were some spots you couldn't get over 40. Not because the roads were getting slick, because you couldn't see for the snow.
I'll be darned. Yeah, you'd think the ground hopefully had been warm enough that it would have.
There were some spots around Imboden that it was starting to stick on the ground, and the bridges were definitely slick.
Well, I don't know if this is good news or bad news. We got maybe a little bit more coming in tonight.
It's just news.
Yeah.
Don't know.
It's I don't ever believe it till I see it. I mean, they got a 50-50 shot of guessing, and they get paid pretty good money for just a guess.
And then a 50% chance that it's right.
Yeah.
After they guess.
Yeah. So,
well, let's go to the morning prayer.
All right.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas brings you the morning prayer. With all our respect is not just their motto, it's how they do business. Renata Jenkins Byler and her staff all across the state of Arkansas and their 29 locations and the one in Memphis, Tennessee, do just that. They treat you with all their respect. In your time of need, in your time of sorrow, turn to them and they will help you. Roller Funeral Home. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for you, and we just pray that you will be with us today throughout this week and give us wisdom and knowledge to deal with things that we can control, and be smart enough to turn over the things that we can't control over to you to deal for us. Lord, we just thank you for being there and being the one that we can turn to in our time of need, and when we need some uplifting, we know that we can rely on you to always be steadfast and be there to guide us. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to bless us as a nation, bless us as a country, bless us as a state, and be with us on our local daily needs. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to do that. Lord, we pray for the family of Jerry Owen as he lost his business last night in a terrible, terrible fire out between Gassville and Cotter. Lord, we just pray that you will comfort them and let them find out what happened. Lord, we just thank you for being there and being the one we turn to. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. Highway 5 North, past Hospital Drive. Look to your right. Look for the biggest American flag you've ever seen. Pull in your driveway and go talk to them about burial plots, funeral arrangements, and pre-planning. Roller Funeral Home. Now we're going to have a word from Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home. 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. And here you go.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
See you at the closing.
See you at the closing. That's an awesome commercial.
See you at the closing. Yeah, it was well done.
I enjoyed it.
Local
making
commercial. It was just good.
it was fun to make. It really was. Had some good people and just had a great time.
Yep, it was good. That commercial is brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home, 870-405-0793. And with that, each morning they bring us a live shot of the White River, and today she's a little froggy.
She is a lot froggy.
Well, I've seen it worse,
True. Here's a zoomed in shot.
and it's still froggy.
It is.
But you can tell it's moving along. Just take a look at the river, and you can see things are moving. That haze is just kind of moving off to the right. It's
Kind of see the frost on the other side there a little bit.
there's snow that's still left, but surely there's not any left after yesterday.
No, you think it's just frost?
However, that's the White River. Where's that? That shot's a little bit tweaked from normal, or
No. No, I think they got that part fixed up.
still pretty cool, even though it is foggy. It's a neat shot as it pans back out. What you're looking at is the White River. Okay, I was thinking it was the other bend, but
Oh, okay.
this is a shot from Marion County, Arkansas, back into Baxter County, Arkansas. This is the portion of the river that's white. If you look straight ahead, it's the baseball field, the Railroad Museum, the downtown portion of Cotter. This would be to the left of that in the big bend there at the foot of the Rainbow Bridge, which you can't see because of the fog. And it's going to pan back out a little bit, and that's the normal shot that we would see. What you can do when you go to this site, go to retiredtoarkansas.net, click on live views, and that'll bring you to these live shots. There's 15, 16 of those that you can click through each day. You can let that run as your screensaver, and it'll just continue to feed and change throughout the day. This is what we call God's country here. If you want a piece of that or want to take a look to see what's available while you're in retiredtoarkansas.net, click on the MLS listings. It will give you an there. You just barely can see that, can't you?
A lot of fog.
Click on the MLS listings. It'll give you an idea what's available here in God's country for you to come down and purchase. And then when you see something you like, give them a call at 870-405-0793. Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home. And before you click off of that, let me go in here and refresh this radar. It started, that was a different shot, wasn't it? Kind of lifted up a little bit.
Yeah.
And now let's take a look at some temperatures. Temperatures around the area. Mountain Home is 25, Harrison 25, Batesville 23, Yellville is 22, Marshall 23, Salem 23, along with Mountain View. Calico Rock is 25, West Plains, Missouri is 23, Springfield, Missouri is 28, Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 26, and St. Louis, Missouri is 23. So who's the winner, Scooter? 23 or 25?
Oh, you changed it too fast. I was almost done.
Yeah,
That was mean.
That was cold.
That was cold. That was a mean thing to do to somebody.
I'm going to zoom out, take a look at the whole U.S. of A. What we've got is a bunch of snow up in Minnesota, some snow in Kansas and Oklahoma, some heavy rain moving to the northeast out of Texas, which might have a chance of snow for our area in along with it. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter into Arkansas. But right now, as it stands, the state of Arkansas, from Rogers to Blytheville, from Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith over to Memphis, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana is all clear at this time. So if you're traveling the state of Arkansas for any reason, you're probably going to be okay till later this afternoon, because that rain is coming this way. Let's see, severe storms and flood in the Gulf Coast today, from New Orleans all the way to Victoria, Texas. Looks like lots of wet. This blue right here is a winter advisory. We have one of those in Baxter County, according to this map. Got a hard freeze over here in the panhandle of Oklahoma. Is this a frost advisory, Scooter? Or is that
It's a winter weather. Yeah, and I have it on your next screen what it is.
Okay.
I went ahead and loaded that in.
Snowfall potential through tonight: 1 to 2 inches in Harrison, Mountain View an inch, less than an inch in Hardy, less than an inch in Fayetteville, 1 to 2 down around Mena, an inch down Little Rock, Hot Springs area. From other side of Independence County is going to be clear all the way to Jonesboro. So they say it's not going to stick, but it's probably definitely coming. So forecast: sunny, then slight chance of rain, 20% chance of rain, high today 47. Snow likely, then a slight chance of snow tonight, 70 down to 20. Low tonight 30 degrees. Tomorrow partly sunny, high of 44. Low tomorrow night of 26. Wednesday, high of 41. Mostly clear on Wednesday night, low of 21. Sunny on Thursday, high of 46. Mostly clear on Thursday night, low of 21. And then Friday, mostly sunny, but a high of 37. Next weekend looks like this: high Saturday 41 and high Sunday 46. Lake level and dam reports: Lake Norfolk 552.74. They are currently generating 1. Norfolk is 0.74 above full pool of 552. They're going to get it down before the end of the year, aren't they?
They're trying to.
Lake Bull Shoals is currently generating 5 with a lake level of 554.67. They are 4.33 feet below full pool of 659. Let's take a look at the drought report from last Thursday. We are still have a little bit of a drought. We are moderate drought, which is a D1. Fulton County, part of Sharp, part of Izard, most of Marion, that's all D1. D0, the northwest corner of Marion, is a D0. So we're coming out of it pretty good, but we're still, I would tell you, if you start a fire, burn all them leaves that we got, and we've got a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. Just take all the precautions that you need to get that done, and it'll be good shape. That is the lake level and all the dam reports. If you'd like to get a dam report for yourself, give them a call at 870-431-5311, and you can listen to the recording. They change it periodically. Whenever they make a change in the generation, they will definitely update it, and that'll keep you safe on the river.
Could be safe.
I was hoping for a good shot of the river this morning to see what 5 generators looks like as they're rolling, because they've been rolling long enough to get that far down. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
Still hard if you went back to it now. Hadn't changed any. And that's the weather and all the updates brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. News. We got some news, Scooter?
We may have one or two items.
Snow expected this evening. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what you said Friday.
I know.
It'll never happen. It ain't coming.
I didn't see any come down.
Yeah, you didn't. Nope. You're right.
There was none in Memphis.
You are right.
Or in Marion.
You didn't see any. Samaritan Purse Christmas Child. What is that called? Operation Christmas Child. Shoeboxes. That has started up for the season. The goal for North Central Arkansas is 16,000 shoeboxes.
Woo!
You going to do 10% of those?
I doubt 10%. That's a lot.
Locations that accept the shoeboxes this year: Eastside Baptist Church, Galatia Assembly of God in Norfolk, Yellville Church of Christ, Viola First Baptist Church in Viola, Trinity Worship Center in West Plains, First Baptist Church in West Plains, Real Ministries in Harrison, and you can go check out more locations and all the times that they'll be accepting those at SamaritanPurse.org. Operation Christmas Child delivers gift-filled shoeboxes to children in need around the world. Each box will be full packed with quality toys, school supplies, personal care items, and many other things. And they will be delivered by church partners. It's a pretty good little thing. Sherry Alexander's kind of heading that up for this area.
She's been doing that for a while.
870-404-1030. Give Sherry a call if you want to be part of that. It's a good little thing. Take care of them kiddos. Planning Commission today will be meeting in special session at 1 o'clock in the council chambers at the municipal building here in Mountain Home. On the agenda is a discussion of rezoning from residential R2 to commercial C2, a property located at 2338 Highway 62 West. The property owner and petitioner is the First Christian Church. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know where you're at.
Before you get to Ultimate on the left-hand side,
Yeah.
up on top of the little knoll, there
Yep.
by the new park complex.
Yep.
So, and what else have we got here? The Cotter School Board will meet tonight in their monthly regular meeting. Budget expenditures and it is on the agenda for the Yellville Summit School Board meeting tonight. And of course, we've already mentioned the fire where Jerry Owens lost his business there between Gassville and Cotter. On the left-hand side, that was a big fire. 70 firefighters, I believe, were all involved in that, and just a terrible loss for that little area. And 70 firefighters from 10 departments were on the scene battling this blaze. Not much of an update from that. But we lift the family of Jerry Owens up in thoughts and prayers and hope they find out what happened. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about this morning? The modern gun season started on Saturday, and
It did.
I just wonder how many deer were taken.
I don't know. There's probably a way to look that up. But
There is. You know, they say that in the youth hunt, there was more than 9,000 deer taken in a 2-day hunt from the youth. There's where your deer went, Scooter.
There's where they all went, to those youth.
All 9,000 of them come right down there from Lone Rock.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
Them cotton picking kids and shot all your deer. Yeah. Yep. The modern gun season, let's take a look, see how long it will run here. It'll run through December the 4th. The second modern gun season will be December 26th through the 28th. According to Arkansas Game and Fish, deer are plentiful in every county throughout the state, which they overlook. The outlook shows to be another banner year. The total harvest by county last year, Baxter County, there were 2,197 last year. Marion County had 1,900. Fulton County had 2,700. So Fulton County must be, you need to move your farm to Fulton County.
Pick it up and move it.
Just pick it up and
I
take
will
it.
mention this for those that, because you give them kind of a date of when hunting ends, know where you're hunting. Forestry districts have their own policies. Like at the farm, we only get a week. That's it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that shuts it down. So if you're in a forestry district, remember, it doesn't matter if you're on private land, public land, you have to follow the forestry district rules.
They oversee the game and fish?
Yep.
Well, I'll be darned. Have you heard much about chronic waste this year?
I haven't. It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's been pretty quiet. I get mine tested. Any of them I get, I take the head up and get it tested. So Just be on the safe side.
Says all counties in north central Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, and most of the River Valley are in a game and fish chronic wasting disease management zone. Hunters should check CWD regulations regarding transportation of deer. You can do that at www.agfc.com/CWD. Just make sure you're not transporting a deer that might be not healthy, because we sure don't want that to spread everywhere, you know.
I agree.
There's a little bit of news highlights for you this morning. We do have one community event today, which is World Diabetes Day. Today from 1 to 5 at Baxter Health Wellness and Education Center at 2545 Highway 5 North here in Mountain Home. They will have a guest speaker. Dr. Ben Stevens will be there this afternoon to discuss World Diabetes Day. It's baxterhealth.org if you want some more information, or you can give them a call at 870-508-1765. And with that, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to talk some sports when we come back.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time to talk a little bit of sports.
A little bit of sports.
A little bit of
Do
sports.
we have sports going on?
Well, you know, Mountain Home Bombers went to the first round of the 6A playoffs for the state tournament and went over and took care of business at Marion.
I mean, they took care of business. They did a great job.
You know, for all intents and purposes, it was a shutout.
Yeah.
Because I watched that replay on that touchdown that they scored right before the half, and that boy his foot was on the white line.
And it was hard for me to tell in the angle. I mean, yeah, you can see it, but you're on that weird angle from the center all the way over, so it would have been hard to make that call exactly. But
the way I see it, he was out of bounds.
I hear you.
Nonetheless, you cannot take anything away from
the game
that the Bombers played. The defense was just hot. They were ready to play. They did a great job.
They came out of the gate ready to play. I mean,
They
that's
did.
what the most impressive thing is. I mean, from the first play, they made a stand, and they made their presence known.
You could tell even during warm-ups. You could tell. I know you guys are busy setting up cameras and getting the right shots and stuff, but even during the warm-ups, you could tell that the intensity level was turned up a notch. They were high-stepping. They were out there for a purpose. They figured out that they could play together, and they actually could play well. Offense struggled.
They did.
Without a doubt, the offense struggled. The defense carried the team. The offense struggled. Could not get anything on the ground as far as long break runs. They couldn't get them. Our offensive line was having a hard time, but I think they can work through that. But it was a great game, and congratulations, Coach Airy, the coaching staff, and all the players from Mountain Home Bombers. For the third year in a row, and the first time in school history, they have made it to the second round of playoffs 3 years consecutive.
Impressive.
People were saying, well, that's not right. It is right. Yes, they've made it to the second round of the playoffs, and they've even made it to the third round of the playoffs. They've even made it to the final game, but they've never done it 3 years in a row, making it to the second round of the playoffs. I want to clarify that because I had a lot of text messages afterwards.
That ain't right.
Well, you know it is. But congratulations to Mountain Home Bombers, Mountain Home Bomber head coach Steve Airy, and all the assistants there at the school.
Did a great job.
Great job at Marion, and we wish you the best of luck Friday night. We will be bringing you the ball game Friday night. Our pregame will start at 6. Kickoff will be at 7. We'll be playing Pulaski Academy at Pulaski Academy. Pulaski Academy had a bye last week. They come in the tournament as a 2 seed. Mountain Home started the tournament as the 6 seed. They played number 3, the 3 seed from the east, which was Marion. Another fun fact here, Scooter, is folks may not understand, and I've always said the competition in the West is way stronger than the competition in the East. Every team from the West that played Friday night won Friday night.
I can see that.
So the competition level is not matched very well. It's not evenly spread. They really need to take a look at how the East and the West are divided up.
Well, they just split up wrestling. They got it the same way. The North is stacked by all the top teams almost, and then the South is not going to be as tough.
It's just crazy.
It should be more a level playing field to me for playoff reasons and stuff like that, and it should be a level playing field between both.
Mm-hmm. There's some basketball on the schedule for tonight. A neutral site game for Mountain Home. The Mountain Home Lady Bombers will compete in their first night of the Highland Classic, and they will meet Mammoth Spring. The Mountain Home girls are currently 1-0 in the season. The Lady Bombers opened up last Monday with a 24-point win over Batesville. They did suffer a loss in a benefit game at Rogers, but that benefit game doesn't count on anybody's win-loss record, so that's good. Mammoth Springs has been playing a little bit longer than our Lady Bombers have. They've got a 4-1 record at this time. They defeated Greene County Tech Thursday at the Marmaduke Classic. So the tip-off at the A.L. Hudson Memorial Center is scheduled for 7:30. Monday's games will be on the radio. You can listen to them there, and you can watch it on Bomber Sports Network. The Mountain Home Bombers went to Oklahoma City and played at the Thunder Arena. I don't know the official name of that. They played where the Oklahoma Thunder play, and they beat Rogers Heritage in that game, which is pretty cool. They got to stick around and they got to watch the Thunder play afterwards.
That's cool. That's always fun, though, to put something like that together for them.
Yeah. And I don't know how that came about, but I know the kids and the parents were excited about it.
That's cool.
The Mountain Home Bombers swim team, which is the Mountain Home Hurricanes. No, this is the Mountain Home Bombers swim team, not the Hurricanes. They went over to the Jones Center in Springdale. It was a meet that was hosted by Fayetteville. Several Bombers and Lady Bombers were able to achieve some state record times, some state times to qualify for state. The boys' state times were A.J. Reese, Hayden Kelly, Caleb Dew, Benny Vetter in the 200-yard medley relay, Brandon Belichick in the 200 style freestyle, Jackson Shirley, Vetter, Kelly, and Belichick in the 200-yard freestyle relay, Dew for the 100-yard backstroke, Kelly's victory in the 100-yard backstroke, Reese, Will Burns, Dew, Belichick in their 400-yard relay. The state times for the Lady Bombers, Pika Traver on the 200-yard and the 100-yard freestyle, Traver McGee Thompson, Naomi Wiggins, Reagan Hawkins in the 200-yard relay, the freestyle relay, Michaela Brood, Ayla Horn, Kendra McLean, and Traver in the 400-yard freestyle relay. Their next meet will be Thursday at Pocahontas. So how about that? There's a little bit of sports highlights for you this morning.
Did you see the list I sent you just a little while ago, but of everything going on this week?
No, but let me take a look at that. You must have sent it while I was talking.
I sent it right before last break, and I should have mentioned something, but there is so much going on.
For instance, a 9th grade basketball tournament, 9th grade girls versus Heritage at 5:30, 9th grade boys versus Fayetteville at Bentonville East Gym at 6:45. Of course, we mentioned the girls' basketball tournament. Then tomorrow we've got a 9th grade basketball tournament in Bentonville. We've got basketball for the boys. Let's see, JV boys, varsity girl, varsity boys at 5 o'clock against BB. Nothing on Wednesday. Basketball versus Salem at home for 7th grade at the junior high at 5 o'clock. Swim meet on Thursday at Pocahontas. High school playoff game for football at Pulaski Academy. The basketball, that's another thing I wanted to mention. The basketball games against Bentonville have been moved to Saturday. They are not on Friday. They have been moved to Saturday. We'll have better time for that. I'll mention that on Wednesday when I come back. But that game and Saturday's games for the boys will be played on Saturday. But there is a ton of stuff. Girls wrestling tournament. Let's see, we've got JV boys, JV girls, and varsity girls wrestling tournament at Springdale Harbor Saturday at 10:30. Swim meet in Batesville on Saturday at 10. Basketball at the hangar on Saturday. It's going to be junior varsity boys, junior varsity girls, varsity boys, varsity girls. It's just busy.
Busy week.
Going to be
Good luck,
week.
Mitch.
Yeah. Coaches, best of luck to you.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to wrap it up. We'll be back in just a moment.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest for this morning has had something come up and not able to join us. So at this time, we're going to play you an Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
This is the one about the bears. I like the one about the bears.
The bears. This is bear season. They're going into hibernation if they're not already there.
Yeah, you can hunt right now.
Can you hunt the bears now?
Yeah, I know out in the forestry you got to call that morning to make sure it's still open, because if they reach their limit, they're going to shut it down. So
I see.
When you're going out hunting, you got to call beforehand and then go on out.
Check this out. Hope you enjoy.
Few people have a lukewarm reaction to the sight of a black bear. The most typical response is probably fear, followed closely by a sense of wonder. For some, black bears are a symbol of wilderness. For Myron Means, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's black bear biologist, bears elicit respect and admiration.
Their physiology, the lifestyle that they've evolved into, a feast and a fast lifestyle, you know, being able to go without food for 4 to 5 months at a time, have a gestation period, give birth, wean cubs. They're a truly remarkable animal.
The story of Arkansas's black bears almost ended tragically, but now it's literally a textbook example of wildlife management at its finest.
It was thought at the time of pre-settlement that Arkansas had maybe as many as 50,000 black bears in the state, and we were unofficially nicknamed the Bear State. Through the time of settlement, 1700s and 1800s, bears were market hunted for their fat, and they were almost hunted to extinction in the state. And by the late 1920s, the General Assembly of Arkansas actually made it illegal to bear hunt, to kill a bear in the state, but by that time it was almost too late.
As few as 3 or 4 dozen bears persisted in southeast Arkansas, in the bottomlands where the White and Arkansas rivers meet the Mississippi. But in 1958, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission embarked on a plan to bring back black bears.
They brought 254 bears in from Minnesota and Manitoba, Canada, and they released them at sites in the Ozarks and Ouachita mountain ranges.
Arkansas Game and Fish released bears over a 10-year period. Historical upland forest had been cut down, but their rebirth gave rise to rich wildlife habitat.
That population flourished under those conditions, and it was so successful that by 1980, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was able to reopen bear season in the state.
Bears are back, a natural part of the landscape, as they were before our forefathers set foot here. Today, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission regulates bear hunting and keeps close tabs on the natural state's bears.
The population's thriving. We estimate that we have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state.
Black bears inhabit the Ozarks and Ouachitas, as well as the lower White River area.
Those 3 populations, we kind of treat them as distinct populations. There's not a lot of immigration and emigration back and forth into those populations from one another.
Bear season takes place in the fall in Arkansas and is controlled by various regulations and a quota system. The season has a set length, but also closes if hunters check a certain number of bears. Over the past 5 years, hunters have taken an average of 422 bears per season in the natural state. Considering there were less than a few dozen bears here just 90 years ago, it's one of wildlife management's most incredible success stories.
No other natural resource agency has ever reintroduced a large carnivore as successful as Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has. It's considered the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, not just Arkansas or the United States, but around the world.
To maintain that success, Myron Means and the Game and Fish Commission's bear team constantly monitor the state's bears. And while harvest numbers are instructive, they only tell part of the story.
Total length is 55. It's really critical for us in monitoring our bear population to kind of have an idea of how many bears are coming into the system, as well as how many bears are going out of the system that are harvested during the bear season. Well, the way we monitor how many bears are coming into the system is to have a good distribution of collared females across bear range. Of those collared females, we'll go in every year and do cub counts if they're in a cub cycle, or yearling counts if they have yearlings with them, because the cubs will stay with them for actually 2 den cycles. So by doing that, we're able to monitor reproduction effort and survival effort of those cubs up until the time they're a year old.
Radio-collared female bears are tracked to their winter dens. Bears with cubs then get a visit from the Game and Fish Commission, giving us a deeper view into the black bear's world and the work that ensures a robust Arkansas bear population.
We're going to go quite a ways further down, but I just want to tell everybody from here on down we probably need to be as quiet as possible. She's just right down below the hill here, but we still have probably another 75 yards. This is a female, black, no chest blaze, and she is 5 1/4 pounds.
Keeping track of Arkansas's black bears requires an understanding of the number of bears leaving the population as a result of regulated hunting, but it also requires insight into how many bears are entering the population.
Arkansas's bear population is really good and really healthy, but it's not like we have 20,000 black bears in the state. We only have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state. So it's not like you see bears all the time. So unless you go in and put your hands on females with cubs, and unless you have good data from year to year to year, you really don't have any idea of what's going on with reproductive rates of our bear population.
Game and Fish biologists have attached radio tracking collars to dozens of female bears across the state. That representative sample allows wildlife managers to track birth rates and cub survival and make informed management decisions. But first, you have to get to the bear den. Reaching a bear den in the Ozark National Forest isn't the easiest task.
The experienced mothers like to have their cubs in very remote, hard to access areas. Typically they're going to den down in deep ravines and stuff like that, and a lot of times they're pretty hard to access.
With the bear den just 20 yards away, biologists Myron Means and Matt Melson quietly prepare the drugs they'll use to sedate a bear that, contrary to popular belief, is not actually hibernating.
A lot of people think bears are true hibernators, and they're not. They can go through periods of kind of a deeper sleep, but they can also arouse immediately. Even though it's really cold and all that stuff, when we do these den surveys, those females, when we go in, they can hear us coming, it wakes them up, and they're always aware of what we're doing. Some of them are more aware than others. Okay, here we go. She has at least 2 cubs. You can hear 2 different cubs feeding. We just started her, and it'll generally take 10 to 15 minutes for the drug to take effect. Boy, I'm glad I got her in the neck. God, she's huge. She is big. She's got a freaking head that wide. She's always been a big bear. Man, that's a pretty good adrenaline rush. If you're an adrenaline junkie, that's a pretty good rush. Especially when she raises her head up and looks at you 3 feet away. See how her eyes are twitching, jumping. She wouldn't pass a field sobriety test right now.
15 to 20 minutes later, it's safe to begin the den survey. The first step is taking care of Mama Bear.
That drug dries out their eyes. They can still blink a little, but they don't have anything to lubricate their eyes.
Adhesive bandages keep dust and debris out of her eyes and also aid in calming the female while the rest of the den work progresses. The main focus of this research is the cubs, which give wildlife managers a window into the reproductive success of the state's bears.
Black, no chest blaze.
Biologists record identifying characteristics such as color and other markings. They weigh the cubs and take a series of measurements, including body length, chest circumference, and foot size. By plugging the measurements into a formula, wildlife managers can better estimate a cub's age and determine its developmental progress compared to known averages. Over time, the information gathered from these remote bear dens allows biologists to track trends in the bear population and adjust regulations as needed.
You know, if you impact the population too heavy on bears, instead of rebounding in a year or two like maybe a deer population would in an area or something like that, you're talking about a population that may take a decade to rebound.
Because bears have relatively low reproductive rates compared to other Arkansas mammals, annual den surveys provide vital information. Case in point, there was a significant decline in black bear reproduction for 2 years after an unusually late freeze in the spring of 2007.
You know, we had the Easter freeze in 2007, which decimated the soft mass and the hard mass crop for that year. All the fruits and berries in the summer that bears eat, all the acorns and nuts in the fall that bears eat, all that stuff was wiped out. That's why we monitor these bears every year. We were able to make adjustments to our harvest strategies statewide to offset such a high harvest rate and to allow our reproductive rate to come back up to where it needed to be, so we didn't have drops in the population overall. It's kind of the checks and balances.
On average, Arkansas's black bears give birth to 2 cubs every other year.
And the gestation period is only about 65 days for a bear, which is extremely short.
Cubs are born in January, weighing a ½ pound or less. They gain about a pound a week until they emerge from the den with their mother in April. The black bear's den cycle is another natural marvel.
Once she enters that den cycle in mid-November, she will not eat, she will not drink, she will not urinate, she will not defecate.
Bears can recycle intestinal nutrients during the denning process. They also can convert nitrogen from urea into amino acids that aid in muscle development.
And they can actually come out of a den cycle, lose 25% of their body weight, which is all fat, and still have more muscle mass, you know, 5 months, 4 months later when they come out of a den cycle with cubs.
Before this den survey ends, the adult female will get a thorough examination. This bear received new ear tags that identify her as part of the Game and Fish Commission's bear research.
I'll face it the opposite direction in case we can see her with binoculars. We'll have it coming pointing in both directions.
The bear cubs go back into the den with a mother bear who's showing signs of waking from her slumber.
Yeah, she's moving real well already.
Black bears are one of the natural state's most dynamic and fascinating animals. And thanks to the work of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the story of Arkansas's black bears continues to inspire.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z team.
It's a
There is a delight in the hardy life of the open. There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of the wilderness, that can reveal its mystery, its melancholy, and its charm. The nation behaves well if it treats the natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased, and not impaired in value. Conservation means development as much as it does protection. Theodore Roosevelt. In the early 1900s, President Roosevelt held a White House conference on conservation. As concerns about natural resources and wildlife grew, Americans were spreading west, replacing vast forests with cities, cropland, and pastures. Arkansas was changing, especially the wildlife. Elk, bison, and swan were completely gone from the state. Ducks, quail, and fish were harder to come by. Something had to be done. In 1915, Act 124 was signed into law, and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was born.
In 1916, Arkansas's first game wardens were hired for $80 a month, and they had to provide their own horses. Times have changed, and so have our tools, but the call to protect our state's wildlife and natural resources never will. I take a lot of pride in knowing we're all carrying on the legacy of those original 9 wardens.
In 1918, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act was passed. Unregulated hunting had caused populations of many bird species to decline sharply, and market hunting posed a similar threat to North America's waterfowl. The act set federal regulations on the hunting of migratory birds. And nearly 100 years later, that means plenty of ducks for us today.
During the 1920s, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission took steps to increase the deer population in our state. As late as the 40s, the deer population remained bleak in Arkansas. Hunting was closed in several counties. But progress was being made, and with the help of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, record harvests have become the norm with each deer season. One of the state's oldest and most successful fish hatcheries was dug by hand and by mule right here in 1928. As director of the Game and Fish Commission's Fisheries Division for many years, some of Joe Hogan's innovative principles for raising fish in ponds and transporting them across the state are still practiced today.
In 1937, the Pittman-Robertson Act provided federal assistance for projects to restore, enhance, and manage wildlife resources. Arkansas has used millions of dollars over the years for habitat projects just like this one.
In 1945, Amendment 35 became effective, making the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission an independent state agency. This gave the commission much needed stability and ushered in the way we still do business today.
This place is legendary among duck hunters. Thanks to the foresight of game and fish managers and commissioners nearly 70 years ago, this place is now known as one of the best places in the world to hunt mallards and flooded green timber. Alameda is one of the greatest places for the public to come hunt, and we're very fortunate to have it.
Matter of taste. And at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z team.